Hello, and welcome back to Hollow Knight with Brian. And for today's episode, I do have a plan, but I'm starting off here in Dirtmouth, which means, of course, that we have to go visit Zoet to listen to a couple more precepts of Zoet the Mighty. Precept 20, speak only the truth. When speaking to someone, it is courteous and also efficient to speak truthfully. Beware, though, that speaking truthfully may make you enemies. This is something that you'll have to bear. Sounds good. Precept 21, be aware of your surroundings. Don't just walk along staring at the ground. You need to look up every so often to make sure nothing takes you by surprise. That also sounds like good advice, actually. I could live with both of those. Perhaps we'll see more of Zoet in this particular episode. I had a comment on a recent video about invincibility frames. I think it was Emily who made the comment that the Desolate Dive gives you invincibility frames, and I don't know that I'd ever realized that before, and that could be very useful during boss battles. If you do like your downward smash attack, you could deal damage and be invincible from certain attacks that might be hard to dodge. And so that is definitely something that I want to try out, and I was thinking possibly the Zoet boss battle in the Zoet Dream. Or I guess maybe it's Bretta's dream about Zoet or whatever. Could be an interesting place to kind of play around with that. But I want to start things off for today. Last time we went down into the abyss, but there were directions to go left and right. And it turns out that some of the stuff down in the abyss will also have implications when it comes to invincibility. And so it seems like invincibility could be the theme of today's episode, as it were. And we can couple it with some exploration of new areas. So let's head down to the bottom of the abyss and see what there is to explore to the left and to the right in order to start things off for today. Oops. Okay, that's fine. Ouch. That's not as fine, but we'll take it. Alright, we're almost down to the bottom. I do want to try to kill some of these guys along the way. Oops. Oh dear. I'm not sure. I guess you can probably always look down and see the next platform that you're going to. If you want to. Oh, crap. I just landed on the same spot. Gosh darn it. If you want to be a little bit more careful. And I'm just feeling impatient at the moment, I suppose. Which is unlike me. Usually I'm pretty patient in terms of gameplay and in terms of most other things in life. Okay, so once we reach the bottom, we can go left or right. And so I will first go exploring to the left and see what we can see. And we've got some of these easy crawly bad guys over here, which is very nice. Can farm them for a little bit of soul. And then we've got this crazy area leading to this. And I've seen a number of players, once they get here, get a little bit stumped and puzzled about what this room is for. And if you're really paying close attention to like icons and different things, whenever you first got the Howling Wraith spell, the spell that does the upward spell, basically the screen looks just like these little things in the background, these shells that look kind of like they've got two eyes and a giant mouth kind of like going out. And so it's basically cluing you in to use the Howling Wraith spell here, and if I use it, here's what happens. Something crazy. Consumed the Abyss Shriek. Tap Y while holding up to unleash a shriek. Spells will deplete spell, replenish spells by striking enemies. So basically, it's the upgraded version of that upward spell. And so now if there's enemies above me that I want to kill, that is a great way to do it. And I guess if I go back at my inventory, yeah, now all of these three spells have been upgraded from kind of like their white version to their black version. And I think it basically just means that they deal more damage. So we've got, yeah, Descending Dark and the Shade Soul. And so all of my spells, all of my offensive spells have been upgraded now, I believe. So that is one great thing that we can find down here in the Abyss. And we still have these crazy, I think they're called siblings, inside the Hunter's Journal, but basically bits of like shades of blackness that just come up from out of the bottom of the earth, down here at the bottom of the abyss, and then once they get near me, they start attacking me. But there is another way to go over here at the bottom right that we haven't explored, so let's go exploring over in this direction as well and see what we find. It might be unpleasant. Tendrils coming up out of the waters, the black inky voidness down here at the bottom of the world. So those are things to be avoided, as I think they're kind of like acid before you could repel the acid. I think they're like insta-kills, if I recall correctly. I don't feel like testing out that theory right at the moment. And then as we travel across here, there's like a bridge, and then some more of the tendrils. Well, I guess we can test the theory, because the bridge is very long, and the only way I could potentially get across it is to try using Super Dash. But sure enough, it kind of like hits us and insta-kills us, or forces us to reset. And actually, can I get across from over here? Maybe I can shoot up and fly above all of these guys. Nope, then we hit a ceiling, and it knocks me back down into those void tendrils, so that's no good. It's worth noting, by the way, also, I do not regain soul from killing these sibling monsters, whatever they are. And so this is one of the few places in the game where you have to fight monsters and you don't have a good way to get any of your soul back. And so you see my soul vessel up in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. It's kind of like somewhere between, I don't know, half and 2/3 full, and it's not going up at all for hitting these guys with my nail. And so if you are in a build that relies on lots of healing, you might be a little bit out of luck up here, until you find something like this. This replenishes some soul. We've seen these vessels in the Soul Sanctum before, and there's someone down here whose thoughts I can read. Turned it off? Cannot. My king, I'm sorry. The sea calls. Alright. Is that all that he says? Alright. And there is a leveler here, speaking of turning things off. And we can turn this back on, and it's some type of lighthouse kind of thing, almost. It's a light that's shining, and there's a mirror reflecting it out to the right. And so if we climb back down this area, this lighthouse tower, or whatever it is, we will discover that now there's a light over here, shining over the water, and that light seems to have prevented the void tendrils from coming up out of the void, from coming up out of the ocean and getting us, and so now we can actually traverse across. So somehow the light shining down like prevents those void tendrils from reaching up or something like that. It's kind of a weird mechanic, and that's going to be the only place in the game that it shows up. Over here there's void tendrils again. Oh, and there's some kind of shiny thing over on the right hand side of the screen. You can just see it over there. But if I try to dash through there, yeah, I just get hit by the tendrils. So that is a no-go. So we'll try going around this way. Is there any kind of secret over here? Not that I can tell. And same thing over here. The tendrils are blocking my path, so I can't get to the shiny thing. But over here, we have something good, I think. I can't move. I'm hitting buttons to try to move. Absorbed the Shade Cloak. Plus right trigger to dash forwards, cloaked in shadow, using the cloak to dash through enemies and their attacks without taking damage. So, speaking of invincibility frames, this is invincibility frames that I was aware of, that we'd eventually be able to get. And this crazy bug over here does look crazy, but basically, now we become invincible for a moment as we dash, using the new Shade Cloak, which I guess is... I see, it's over here now. Cloaked form from the substance of the abyss. Cloak formed from the substance of the abyss. Alright, dash through enemies without taking damage, which means I can get over here now. And we get an Arcane Egg. I think we've only had like one other one of those. Yeah, that's only our second Arcane Egg. It's one of these things that we can sell to the relic guy. Is there anything? Oops. I think it takes a moment for the invincibility frames to reset, and so if you try to do 2 dashes in a row, maybe it doesn't work. Is there something else up here? I think there's a little bit of space here, but I don't actually see anything up there, so I don't think I'm missing anything there. But basically, having this dash, giving you invincibility frames, can also be very useful in certain boss battles, because basically, if the enemy is coming to an attack that you can't dodge, you can just dash through them and appear on the other side without taking any damage. And so I was planning on, after the last episode where we fought the second form of Dung Defender, I was just kind of planning on trying to revisit some of the other... Oops! Some of the other dream battles, some of the other places where we have to go and dream nail an enemy and fight him again for the second time. And those battles are really hard, but having invincibility frames can make the battles... I don't know, much more winnable, at least for a player of my caliber, I expect. And, yeah, so combining the Shade Cloak, being able to dash in order to avoid some attacks, as well as realizing that the Desolate Dive, which I haven't even used. Yeah, actually, let me find a good opportunity to try to go and use it. I don't know that there's going to be any enemies in this area where it'll be particularly good to use. And, actually, if I just want to climb back out of this area at this point, yeah, it'll just be a long trek back up, so I think I'll take the shortcut. I've been doing this more frequently recently, but the game is very big, and there's a lot of places that take a long time to traverse. And this is a perfectly legal way to go back to your previous checkpoint, but still save all of your progress. So I'm going to head back to Dirtmouth. Oh no! This became a checkpoint where I got the Shade Soul. I had no idea. Okay, well, that doesn't work. In that case, I just need to climb back up to Dirtmouth or a stag station on my own. Okay, I think I might have figured out the reason that there's a save point there, because I'm coming back to the top of the abyss, and Hornet is here. Hello, Hornet. What are you doing here? Ghost, I see you face the place of your birth, and now drape yourself in the substance of its shadow. Though our strength is born of similar source, that part of you, that crucial emptiness, I do not share. Funny, then, that such darkness gives me hope. Within it, I see the chance of change. A difficult journey you would face, but a choice it can create. Prolong our world's stasis, or face the heart of its infection. As is often the case, kind of cryptic stuff coming out of Hornet, but it will all make sense later on, one imagines. It faced the void and ascends unscathed. Could it unite such vast darkness? I'd urge you to take that harder path, but what end may come, the decision rests with you. All right. And that's all that she has to say. All right. So Hornet was here once again. And yeah, the darkness of the Shade Cloak, I guess, somehow gives her hope. And she lacks a crucial emptiness that we have. All right. Well, these are all interesting things to hear right now. For the moment, I am going to head back to the bench that's over here just so that I can update the map and see if it seems like we found everything down in the abyss. I'm looking at the map of the abyss that we just did, and at the bottom right where we got the Shade Cloak, there's like a little carved out portion of the ceiling that I don't think I ever went into. So I'm going to head back down there first, actually. So yeah, on the map, it would be over here. And unfortunately, I just went up there off camera, but there's a little doom sound when you find a secret area. And so I never came up here. Oh! These barriers! We can now dash through these barriers, so we can go explore all the places on the map where previously that was blocking us. because now our invincibility allows us to pass through those barriers. And so what do we actually find over here? Something to inspect. And it looks like kind of like a lookout back out over the ocean or something. An imprint of abyss given form. And we get a hunter's mark. And so if we go take a look at the hunter's journal... Oh, there's the white defender. I forgot about this. Let's take a look and read this. Figure from a fondly remembered past. Reacts gallantly to defeat by becoming stronger. The champion's call, the knotted grove, the battle of Blackworm. I remember it all. I will carry those glories with me always till we meet again. Ogrim of the Five Knights. Alright, so Ogrim, I guess, is the dung defender. But let me go find whatever just got added to the journal. Ah, it's down here. First of all, siblings. 6 more, we get the hunter's notes. Fragment of a lingering will. Void tendrils are what we just got from looking at this imprint of the abyss form. The bugs of Hallownest sometimes wondered whether there were other, older, stranger kingdoms down below them. What strange fancies they had. That's probably why they were always so distracted and easy to kill. Alright. And I guess we got an entry for Hornet after defeating her, probably before getting the King's Mark in the previous episode. I've seen this nimble little creature. I thought her prey and pounced at her, but with the flash, she stabbed me with her flying stinger and darted away. Could she be a hunter? Alright. Yeah, but just as the various invincibility enemies always have some kind of other way that you can collect them in your journal, that is the area where you get the void tendrils added to your journal, since they're unkillable. And, right, I need to use my dash with invincibility frames to go back through there. Okay, and since I did just sit on a bench up there, now I can actually do this trick once again and go where I need to go, because now I'll go back to the bench back in Ancient Basin, and we can continue. And so I think I want to try the boss battle with Dream Zoet, or Bretta's Dream of Zoet, or whatever it is, and check out having the invincibility frames from that, as well as the invincibility frames in a Desolate Dive, or Descending Dark, I guess is the upgraded version of the spell, to see how it works out. And, right, if I just go to the right, hello, over here, oops, not this way, this way, I believe. No, that's where Cornifer was. Yeah, there's a stag station over here. Is what I'm trying to get to. And so let us go this way. And I honestly, it's been so long since we tried the Zoet Dream fight. I just remember it being hard, but I don't remember how strong I was back when we last attempted it. And so it might be the case that I'm much stronger and it would be much easier anyway. But it might still be very hard, and so I'm not even sure if these upgrades will give me a good shot at doing it. But I guess we're about to find out. And in terms of being able to charge up my soul, I might have to do a little bit of fighting, because basically my soul is empty right now, and I want to be able to use the Descending Dark. Let's go ahead and save up here, too, to make sure we have a checkpoint that's back up here in Dirtmouth. And while we're passing by Zoet, Precept 22, Abandon the Nest. As soon as I could, I left my birthplace and made my way out into the world. Do not linger in the nest. There's nothing for you there. Precept 23, Identify the foe's weak point. Every foe you encounter has a weak point, such as a crack in their shell or being asleep. You must constantly be alert and scrutinizing your enemy to detect their weakness. I like the idea that being asleep is a weak point. That's good stuff. Alright, let's fight a couple of monsters down here just to be able to gather some soul, and then we'll go try the dream battle. And actually, you know what? I could use the dream nail like that as a way to collect a lot of soul pretty quickly. Can I hit this guy from here? Nope, not from there. I can hit him on the top surface of this thing, though. Because the dream nail harvests a lot of soul without actually, like, killing enemies. Although, I guess if I were wearing one of my charms that kind of like increases the power of the dream nail, that would help it out some. In any case, we're mostly full on soul, so let's just go back and try out the Zoet Battle once again, just so I can remember what it's like. But I guess since we're walking by Zoet... Precept 24. Strike the foe's weak point. Once you've identified the foe's weak point, as per the previous precept, strike it. This will instantly destroy them. Precept 25. Protect your own weak point. Be aware that your foe will try to identify your weak point, so you must protect it. The best protection? Never having a weak point in the first place. Now there is some unassailable logic. Alright, once again, there's kind of the darkness in this room. I will descend and see what happens in the altar of Zoet. I seem to recall I kind of like fall down into the arena with him down here. Okay, I forgot to even like change any of my charms, but this will be kind of just a good refresher to start. We have invincibility frames that way, and then we also have it with the Descending Dark. So those are some invincibility frames I want to try out. Terrifying, beautiful, powerful, Great Prince Zoet! Okay, and he does a downward smash on me. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Alright. Let's try it. Oops. Okay, that was the Descending Dark. I mistimed it. There we go. Okay, so that apparently gives me some invincibility frames. And let's see, I can harvest these guys for soul, I guess. Okay, let's try it again. Oh yeah, I got 2 hits on him, I think. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Ouch. Right, and then I can dash through him if he's going to do some kind of crazy attack on me, is the other thing that I need to remember to do. Okay. Nice, I think I stunned him. Yes. Let's use the opportunity to heal briefly. Someone was pointing out that Shape of Un, which allows you to move while healing, combined with Deep Focus, which gives you double healing, I think, basically. Those could be some good... oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Alright. I died. Those could be some nice combination of charms that I could try combining at some point. For double healing and moving at the same time or something. I think it's what the proposed thing was. But let's do this. Let's go sit at the bench and change up our charms so that we're more kind of like in a good spot for a boss battle. I do still like the Mark of Pride. I don't need the Wayward Compass. Quick Slash is still good. I don't think I want to use Lifeblood Core. Instead, if I'm going to be using spells offensively, I might want to use Shaman Stone, which would increase the power of spells. I almost never use that, so let's try that. And since I know I'm going to be taking some damage, let's put the Thorns of Agony back on, perhaps. Or I could try using Shape of Un. Nah, that costs 2. Yeah, let's try this build, just to try something out. But once again, I need to regain some soul. I guess I'm walking past Zoet. Precept 26. Don't trust your reflection. When peering at certain shiny surfaces, you may see a copy of your own face. The face will mimic your movements and seem similar to your own, but I don't think it can be trusted. That one seems kind of weak. Precept 27. Eat as much as you can. When having a meal, eat as much as you possibly can. This gives you extra energy and means you can eat less frequently. I kind of like that one. That precept is actually making me hungry. I'm going to hop down here and kill a few enemies to get some soul, and then we'll go try the Zoet boss battle once again with a new charm setup. Alright, I've mostly filled up on soul. So let's hop inside here. Okay, now it's lit properly again. And I don't remember, is there anything new? I think we've already read this portion of Bretta's journal. And so basically just kind of like shows her adulation of Zoet, which is why she built the sanctuary down here, I suppose. Alright, so let's head down and try the Zoet battle again. And I did manage to get him stunned once. I don't know that I've been good at avoiding damage. And so I want to try to avoid more damage. And also deal more damage with my spells. Okay, I hit him twice with Descending Dark, I think, there. Okay, this is going to be a place where... Ouch, darn it. Where it would be good. Tried it. Okay, okay. Yep, he... Oh, boy. Okay. I'm doing poorly here. Oh, boy. Ah, darn it. I was trying to use my spell there. Oh, after you've just gotten hit. Okay. I learned something useful, which is when you're recovering from being hit, it seems like there's a little bit of a cooldown where you can't immediately use the Descending Dark spell there. Or at least I think that's what I just witnessed. I realize I'm not going to have any soul power now, but obviously I need a little bit more practice in this fight before I'm going to be able to have any success with it. Yeah. Alright, let me just try to practice a little bit. Okay. So he shoots these guys. They'll give me a little bit of soul power, which is great. Okay, when he runs across, I should probably dash. Oops, alright, well I hit him with the spell. That's good. Thanks for the refresher. Ah, ouch, okay. He shoots those a lot. Oh gosh, and then he jumps up high and then comes right out on top of me. Okay, so that's going to be hard to dodge. These guys are actually surprisingly hard to dodge. I managed to miss him again with the spell. Okay, here's a chance to heal. It seems like I only have time to heal twice when he's stunned. Okay. Okay, there's... Ah, darn it. I was trying to do Descending Dark again. I'm not sure if I'm just... It's kind of... It's not that complicated of a button sequence. It's just tapping the button and... Ah! Okay, there I used my invincibility frames, definitely. Ugh. That's a really hard battle. I think I'm just going to do some editing and do a few more practice attempts here. I've decided to try a new build, Mark of Pride, Thorns. We're going to use Quick Focus so that we can heal faster. Takes less time. Shape of Un, which allows us to move while we're healing. And the Defender's Crest so that we put out our stinky AoE damage. And I guess I'm walking by Zoet again. So, Precept 28, don't peer into the darkness. If you peer into the darkness and can't see anything for too long, your mind will start to linger over old memories. Memories are to be avoided, as per Precept 4. Okay. Precept 29. Develop your sense of direction. It's easy to get lost when traveling through winding, twisting caverns. Having a good sense of direction is like having a magical map inside of your head. Very useful. Alright, once again, I would like to go in with some soul. So I will fight some bad guys down here. Alright, let's try this battle again. I'm going to focus for the most part on trying to avoid damage, I think, as well as being able to be successful at healing. Alright, I no longer have Quick Slash. Oops, alright, that was poor. Okay, and this is going to be very hard to avoid. Okay, but I did use invincibility frames there successfully for a moment. Okay, and I wonder... Yeah, okay, I can actually heal a little bit when he's spitting out... Oh, gosh. Okay, he can jump in midair when he's about to pounce on me. In a way that's very unfriendly. Ah, come on. Oh, yuck. This battle is... I'm gonna have to practice some of this off camera, I think. Because I'm stinking up the place. Wow. I'm gonna try a couple more right now just to practice to see if I can get any better, but I think we'll have to switch to doing something else because I don't see myself making progress on this today. Oh, that was good. Alright, I'm starting to get a little bit better at using invincibility frames, for example, to dodge certain attacks, like that. And occasionally jump on his head, which often turns out to be a useful tactic. Ugh. But he's still really hard. I've changed up my build. I feel like the Spore Shroom is helping me out because it puts out spores each time I heal. And it seems like I'm dealing a little bit of damage with those because I am finding little windows of time where I can heal during this battle. But it's still, I would say, by far the hardest dream battle that I have done at this point. Because he's just so good at landing damage. Ugh! I was trying to press the button to Shadow Dash out of there. And just like at the moment that he telegraphs that he's about to go, oops, directly through me, it's already too late. Gosh, look how much damage I've taken already. 6, and we're like 10 seconds into the battle. Alright, and I want to bounce on his head there. There we go. I managed to get a few shots in. Oh, come on. Lay off. Ugh. Yeah, ugh. Maybe I'll go and rewatch some of the video of that, but I don't even know how much is going to be included in the video because it's just ugly. This guy is rough. So I think I'm going to have to come back to that and possibly just do some off-camera practice against Zoet in order to have any progress. The dream form of Zoet is quite the tough nut to crack. In any case, here was the current build that I was trying out, for those who are curious. But I think I'll go ahead and end the episode here. I have more ways to be invincible with the dash and with the descending dark, and so I can try to play around with those. In the future, I hope as always that you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more Hollow Knight, where hopefully, eventually I'll find a way to progress in that particular battle, but we still have lots of other things we can do. Bye-bye.